Yeah, if you've had a good date, maybe a couple good dates, maybe you dated for a couple months and you're not sure whether or not you should continue with the relationship, turn to the most amazing audience in the world, the ML fam, and we'll decide your date fate. Right, Loren?
That's right.
Who's on today? Lindsay?
Lindsay is
All
on.
right. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning.
Hey, Lindsay. Why are you on Date 'Em or Dump 'Em?
Well, because I met a guy at the dog park.
Okay. And
He's a dog?
Yeah. Well, he's not, but he had a dog, and my dog was playing with, and he said that his dog was adopted from a foster foundation, and I love that because I'm a foster mom too,
okay.
and he told me that he got the dog, which was a she, a few months ago. And he said how she's changed his life, which was so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And we started to talk, and I mean, he's super cute. And he gave me his number,
Okay.
and then we text. Yeah, we text, and then he was also sending me pictures of different puppies, and oh my gosh, they were adorable.
He knows his way to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it worked for sure. And then we went out this past weekend. But when we went out, he told me that the dog wasn't his, it was his friend's, and he was just watching it.
So he had lied to you up until that point and then came clean on the date?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
maybe the
I mean,
pictures he was sending you is of of dogs that he was thinking about getting now because he realized it's a chick magnet.
Well, maybe. I mean, I want to give him credit, but I don't know. I mean, I was lied to once, so.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Lindsay, my question for you is, do you feel like he came clean about it on the date, or are you telling us that like he slipped and then came clean?
Because that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
was he open and said, hey, I got to be honest with you. That's not my dog.
Well, he didn't open up and say, I got to be honest. He didn't say that.
Okay, so
And,
he just
I mean,
kind of slid it in that, hey, that's not my dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you know what
So that's
probably
really
happened
happening.
here, Lindsay, is he met you at the
Yeah.
dog park. He was trying to kick it. He made up a couple fibs. And then he was like, oh, shoot, I really like this girl, and I need to tell her it's not my dog. So I'm just going to
Well, I
slide
like
it
the way
in.
you think.
Okay,
I like the way you think.
so if that's the case, then does she just continue with him, or is this going to be the beginning of what is, you know, someone who tells a lot of white lies? Now, next thing you know, if they're in a serious relationship and
Right.
he's like, I'm going to the gym, well, is he really at the gym? Because he lied about the dog. Right? I mean, how do you feel, Lindsay, like without us? If you were on your own, without, I mean, I know you listen to Date 'Em or Dump 'Em, but and you know the segment, but
that's why I'm calling.
I know,
That's why I'm calling.
I know, and that's why we got you on. But like without us, where would your heart go?
I don't know. I just feel it's a little bit shady, but you know, maybe I'm overreacting.
I don't know. I don't think you're wrong by thinking it's shady. And I do think Maney's onto something that people who lie so easily. I'm looking at you, Maney.
Thank
again.
you. I appreciate that. First of all the lies I tell get us out of trouble.
Sometimes into trouble.
Okay.
But my point is that is something that you have to know going into a relationship with that person.
Yeah.
That they're capable of it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think? What should Lindsay do? She goes on a date with a guy and he says, hey, the dog that I told you was my dog where we met at the dog park is not really my dog. It's my friend's dog and I'm just watching it. But then not only that, but he also said that he adopted it from the Foster Foundation. Like, who knows if that's true? Like, how many lies are in that little lie
Right.
thing? And do you just want to walk away from him? Or does Lindsay just brush that off and say, you know what? Love sucks. It's hard to find somebody. I met somebody, you know,
Let's give it a shot.
at the dog park, not on an app. What do you guys think? Date or dump? And we got Lindsay on the phone. Lindsay went to a dog park. She met a guy who said, this is my dog. I adopted him from a foster. And she's like, oh, I'm all about that. I'm a foster mom myself, you know. Said all the right things. And then on their first date, they exchanged numbers. On their first date, he came clean and said it wasn't his dog. It was his friend's dog, and he was just watching it. A lot of people are texting in, date him. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, and what people are saying is maybe Lindsay misunderstood at the dog park. Like maybe he never really said it was his dog. Maybe she assumed it was his dog based on what he was saying.
Yep, you might have misinterpreted.
Right. Like the dog is 3 months old. She was rescued from a shelter. She may have just interpreted that as I rescued the dog 3 months ago from a shelter.
Lindsay, Lacey wants to chime in. Lacey, go ahead. You're on with Lindsay. What do you want to say?
I was going to say dump him because the chances of him just making all of that up is really
right.
rare. And if somebody's capable of making all of that up, you're going to wonder when you're dating him what all he's making up every few minutes. And there are really good guys out here. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh, Lacey says the dating pool's not that hard.
Okay.
Lindsay, what do you think about that?
Well, that's nice to hear.
Okay, Michelle, what do you think? Date or dump?
Definitely dump him. Trust is the foundation of any relationship, and if you have any doubt, just move on.
So the fact that she's even on here asking about it is an indication for you that Lindsay really needs to move on.
I think so. Yeah, because there's plenty of good guys out there who love dogs, who really own a dog, or, who are going to be straight up right out of the gate.
Okay.
Okay. I'm shocked we're hearing a lot of there's good guys out there.
Right, I know. The holiday season is here, Lorenz, so people are being positive.
Yeah.
Hi, Susan. You're on with Lindsay. What do you want to say?
Hi. I disagree with dump him. I think you should give him a chance. There's the possibility that, yes, misunderstanding, but he gave you the backstory of the dog. He's responsible for the dog while he's there. So, yes, ultimately, it's my dog while I'm here.
Okay.
And a lot of times in relationships, you do those little things just to kind of pass by. He probably got nervous. He thought she was good looking, and
That's what somebody said.
Yeah.
That's what somebody said. Like he might have had a nervous reaction because he really found her attractive and was just trying to lie to kick it. But at least he came clean on the first date, and it's not something you're finding out like 5-10 dates later.
but that's what makes him a good guy is he still came clean on
Right.
his own.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Susan. Lindsay, the verdict is in. And it's about 70% of people, including Susan, who say, go out on another date with him. You should date him. Don't dump him over this.
Okay. I will.
All right.
I appreciate y'all.
You got it. You got it. Your question has been answered. We have decided Lindsay's date fate. All right. Enjoy. Have a great time. Okay, Lindsay?
Thank y'all.